Hello. Merry Christmas, everyone. Am I getting? Oh, never mind. I'm tripping. Merry Christmas. Um, it's the day after Christmas for me. I don't know if I'll post this today or within the next few days. I don't know. But I just want to come out here, say some things I'm thinking. Yesterday was great because it's Christmas. It can't not be. I hope everybody else, y'all had a great Christmas as well. Or if you don't celebrate it, you had a great day regardless, you know? Surprisingly enough, I got a bunch of drawing stuff, which I should have kind of guessed. That was pretty much what was on my list, you know? I honestly don't know what I expected. I didn't really have any expectations for Christmas. So, you know, I guess automatically it exceeds my lack of expectations, which is good, you know. Not having expectations for things that come in the future is good. So you aren't disappointed if something's wrong or whatever, you know. Just being happy with whatever happens, regardless. Yeah. And usually with that mindset, it happens often to be pretty good. Alright? And on the few times it isn't, you already know in your head, you're fine. No problem. It is what it is. Shoot. It is what it is. Life happens, my brother. Life happens. But yeah, yesterday was great. Got some cool stuff. Got a drawing tablet. I got a fucking ink brush pen. That's just hard as fuck to draw with. But I'ma keep practicing. I got gloves. I'm not wearing them right now. I should have. Actually, it's not that cold out, but like, I might as well wear something. Because I've got my whole coat and everything on. But I'm not wearing my winter pants. I'm just wearing normal sweatpants. So, you know, it's not that cold. But regardless, you know, they're nice gloves. They're nice gloves. I like them. I don't know where they went. I put them on the couch. And yesterday, because that's where we open all our presents. And I don't know where they are. They're probably in the glove basket. But anyways, great day. We had some company over later that day. We had a nice dinner and everything. Very nice. All these different pastries and stuff. My mom made cinnamon rolls, bro. Fire. Damn, bro. I'm gonna have another one today. Those things are good. Cinnamon rolls, cinnamon buns. Yeah, cinnamon buns. That's what they call it. Used to have those all the time. Not homemade, but like almost every morning we would open up a roll of cinnamon buns and just put them in the oven, bro. All right, it was like my grandma's tradition, my Mimi's tradition. You know, she would just cinnamon rolls every morning, cinnamon buns. That was years ago, though. Years. It's crazy, man. It's crazy how much time has passed since then. Sure, it's true. I don't remember it like it was yesterday. I remember the house we were in. I remember I stepped in a massive ant pile, and my like aunt or something had to put like my feet in like a bucket of like alcohol or something. I don't remember what it was, but I had to like soak my feet in it because they were absolutely torn up. Stepping in a massive pile of ants. I don't know why. I just stood there for a solid like 30 seconds. Anyways, you know, good times. Good times. The Cinnabons are good. They're fire. And it brings back memories of that, which is great. Anyways. Wait. Oh. Sorry, babe. Anyways. Hope y'all had a good Christmas as well, as I said. Uh, let's start with like a week ago. Okay, a week ago I had an experience that taught me a decent chunk about myself. You know, something I didn't know prior about me. This dog is really pulling me to get over here. What happened was my mom took me and my siblings out to her market that she does. She goes out to this place and she sells things. She sells all the stuff she makes. She makes like, matter of fact, it don't matter what she makes. Anyways, she's selling stuff there in her like tent with a bunch of other people, and it's much colder there than it is now. Right now it's just chilly. There it was freezing. God damn, it was cold. All right, and we would be out there for like 6 to 7 hours, and you know, it was fun. They had like food trucks and stuff since we were staying basically through the time we have dinner. We have dinner at 5, so we were staying from 3 to like 9 or 10. So we didn't get to eat dinner, so we just kind of like got some stuff at a food truck, and they had good stuff. Well, they didn't have much. They had they had fries and hot dogs. That's it. So, you know. But yeah, that night it got very, very cold, and there was a bunch of fires around, so I just sat next to a fire. And actually, let me tell you what I learned first and then explain it. I learned that I love authenticity. All right, authentic things is just incredible. All right, and now let me explain. All right, so most of the time I was there, I was reading a book. You know, I was trying to get more into just full textbooks because the majority of my reading is comics and manga, because I don't, you know, it's hard to get into something that is just plain text. It's difficult. It's challenging, you know. So I have to like put myself into the mindset of doing it, you know. And on top of that I haven't read a comic in a minute, so I guess that helps because I'm not used to reading something with pictures, I guess. After a while of not, I did get some good books yesterday, so you know, I'm reading those. But anyways, you know, I was reading a book, Lord of the Rings. I was reading. Yes, that day, and it's a good book, but regardless, that's not the point. When it got dark, I sat next to a fire, like right up next to it, just on the ground, and I started reading my book because I ain't got nothing else to do. And I was just sitting there reading for a bit, and you know, I realized something. I was like, wait a minute. This is really fun. This is like much more fun than just reading normally. I really like this. Like it was a unreal level of peace and calm that I had not experienced in like a long time. You know, it's like I'll experience this peace, that type of peace in like specific places, like in the mountains with a glorious view, or like sometimes if I'm in the right mindset on the beach. You know, the beach isn't really my place. Like every once in a while we'll go, and it's very nice. But if it goes back to being every day, I'm just like, I don't like sand. But anyways, you know, it was just really, really peaceful. Come on, bye. It was really nice just sitting there by the fire reading and using the fire as my reading light. And that brings me back to my point of authenticity. This dog is like pulling me into the sticks and branches. Alright, anyways. It was very authentic to use the fire as a reading light, because normally I would just use like my lamp or something, something or other. Just an artificial light. Never have I seen an authentic as a light as that, other than from the sun, which I think that light we take for granted every day, bro. We don't appreciate the light of the sun enough, bro. Okay. But anyways, this little piece of the star in the sky we call the sun is just sitting right in front of me. Get out of there, babe. Yeah. This little piece of it just sitting there, illuminating me and warming me from the endless tundra. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't snowing, but it was pretty damn cold out there. But regardless, yeah, that experience was really great, and I want to do it again. I want to light a fire in our backyard and just read by it, because the light from it is the most authentic I've ever seen, and it just makes me feel a certain way. It's a feeling I cannot describe in words, It's something that just, I don't know. It's just fun. It's just very enjoyable. Okay? You say, oh, it's just easier to use a regular light. Yeah, but I don't feel the same way. I don't feel the same way. So, anyways, I just want to try and be and experience more authentic things in life from now on. Such as reading by the fire, or just doing things that are more physical and require more action. Things, I guess, that are older, I guess, Like, I don't know. What's authentic? Only thing I can first thing popped to mind was skinning an animal and wearing that. I don't know, bro. I'm not a Viking. But regardless, actually, I might have some blood, but I don't know. But regardless, just adding a little more authenticity to my life, I think would be very nice. Anyways, let's go on to the next few days. I have learned quite a bit about, I guess, relationships and, just people in general, communicating, and I don't know what you really want in life, I guess. I'm not sure I can explain it all, but I've just been running through a lot of other people's experience, just looking at it objectively. All right. And I think it's important to, especially as a young person, because I've seen too many young people who have their first girlfriend and then they get extremely infatuated, which is fine, but most of them are not aware of that emotion, and they just think it's love, which that's not what love is. Love is not the butterflies and rainbows you feel when you're with that person. All right? The definition of love is unconditional tolerance. Okay? That means that regardless of whether you will receive anything in return, you tolerate this person. You live with this person. You are around this person 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. All right? You tolerate them regardless of their flaws. You tolerate them, not expecting to receive anything in return. And that's love. As blunt as it is, that is what love is. Okay? That's what it is. At least that's what I think it is. But yeah, I think a lot of people misconstrued what it actually is, and they think it's just oh, I'm super happy around this person, I must love them. Nah, man, that's just infatuation, bro. You just having a new experience. New experiences are always fun unless you're like, I don't know, being tortured or something. And even that can offer some insight. But yeah, you know, that feeling only lasts so long. And once you get truly used to that person, that feeling is gone. And you get to see who they truly are behind all the lovey-dovey feelings. Wrong use of words, but you understand what I mean. Alright? Behind all those butterfly rainbows. You know? Now you have to tolerate and deal with this person every single day, especially if you live with them. Alright? And then you can truly decide, is this really worth it or not? Because, I don't know. You know? They got a lot of issues. I gotta deal with a lot of shit from them. And what am I really getting in return, truth be told? Alright? And yes, that isn't love. But we're young. You can't just choose to love someone out of the blue at fucking 18, 19, 20 years old, brother. Absolutely fucking not. Alright? Love is built over years and years of exposure to that person. Okay? And I mean physical exposure. Alright? There's a difference between a digital and physical relationship. Okay? There's a difference. Alright? In my experience, and the experience I've seen from others, the feeling of infatuation lasts exponentially longer when you are with them digitally. Alright? It just, as far as I've seen, and matter of fact, I've kind of experienced, alright? That infatuation just stays there, alright? Even if you get used to them, you know, just talking to them every day, blah, 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 I don't know why, it's still there, okay? So there is a massive difference between the physical and digital relationships, alright? You know? No, bag, get out of there. Get out of there. For example, I had a friend of like 5 years at the time. And he decided to come over and we met for the first time. Okay? After that, everything changed. Everything fucking changed. And I don't know why. I was questioning myself. I was like, is this a problem with me? Why do I feel so different about this dude all of a sudden? Okay? When this wasn't a problem prior to me meeting him. But it's just a complete tonal shift after I met the dude. Not saying it's a bad thing, but regardless, you're going to be open. You're going to see who they truly are, especially based off of all the information you've gathered on them so far. You know, you're going to see the type of person they are for the energy that they let off and the body language they use. You know, all this stuff. It's just going to be a complete game changer. But get out of there. Come on. You know? What's my point? I'm forgetting here. But yeah, for better or for worse, it's going to change your mindset of them. It's going to change who you think they are. Okay? Probably to a more accurate representation of that person. Okay? Because on the internet, you only see a version of them portrayed, a portrayal of them, you know, not who they truly are. And even in life, you never truly know who anybody is. Okay? In here, we are all our own different fucking versions. Everybody thinks differently. Everybody has a different way of processing things. And everybody reacts differently to things, you know? All right. That's important to take into account when talking to somebody. All right, this person's very, very different, even if they may act similar or have similar interests, blah, 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 you know. They could receive some information and take it completely differently than you. It's crazy. Anyways, what the fuck was my point? I'm getting off track here. Damn, I'm losing track. Fuck, you know. But yeah, like, oh my god, hey, stop. Oh, this dog. She's eating shit off the ground. God damn it. Okay. Let's get back on track. Yeah, no matter how much you think you know someone digitally, you don't truly know them until you meet them in real life. And then you can know them much better. But even in real life, you never truly know anybody but yourself. You are the only person you know inside and out for everything that you are, okay? And what you think of yourself is extremely important because that can portray out to others. That can portray outward, you know? Your internal belief structure is one of, if not the most important thing that is in your subconscious. Okay? That is in your mind. Okay? Because that builds up your entire reality around you. Is what you believe. Because truth be told, everything, no matter what you believe, everything is filtered through you. Every single thing is filtered through your mind, through your ears, through your eyes, through your nose, through your mouth, through your body. It is filtered. Goes into here. And ultimately, your belief structure is what makes up the reactions and how you feel when you receive external stimuli. All right. So being aware of your deepest self and truly knowing yourself is extremely important. And it's a long journey. It is a long journey to get to know yourself, but it is one of the most rewarding you will ever take, because it's something you will carry on throughout your entire life, and you'll have massive improvement in almost everything, I'd say, you know, because if you know yourself, you know what works for you, you know what doesn't, okay? You know what's good for you, you know what's not, all right? You know everything about yourself, so you can choose the best path in life for you with utmost confidence. All right? And it'll be much easier to get to know other people because you've spent so long getting to know yourself. All right. I think that's everything. I don't really know what else to talk about, so I'm probably gonna call it here. Anyways, Merry Christmas to everybody. If you don't celebrate it, have a great fucking rest of your month. Happy New Year, blah, 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 you know, whatever. So I will see you guys whenever. I don't even know. I'll try and make an effort to post this one within today, because I have a habit of just forgetting about the videos I make and then not fucking posting them. So, you know, whatever. I'll see y'all later.